Starting over is not the prettiest process, but it's one that you definitely learn more about yourself and those around you. Two videos ago, I asked you guys if I should quit or not quit my job. Today, as you can tell from the title, we're at a new beginning. Cheers to that. It's been 1 month since I left the job. Every day now, I wake up feeling peaceful, grateful, and in control of my life. I get to spend time to drink my favorite coffee, pick out a bakery, check out my veggie garden, and sunbathe in my backyard with my dogs. Today, I thought it's time for me to give you an update of how my day is like without a job. Also catch you up on how it was like to work for TikTok. Let's go. Did I just move the entire table to the middle of my backyard just to record this video? You bet I did. Now let's begin. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Ariel. I graduated from a computer engineering bachelor degree in 2011. In the past 10 plus years, I've been working for tech corporate. I did take one gap year in 2022. That was really nice, and I've found a job again at TikTok. Worked there for 2 years, and now we're here where I quit my job. But this time, it's going to be different. This is not going to be one of those sit-down videos where I just sit at home and tell you about how it was working for TikTok. I'm going to frame it more in a way of a vlog style that suits the current theme of my channel, which is prioritizing a peaceful heart rather than chasing money or career growth. I'm only making this video to share my story with you guys. I also want to deliver the message. I want to give myself a chance and take that leap of faith and see if I can actually make my dream life come true. You might have guessed, yes, I do want to become a full-time content creator. Although I'm very used to making six-figure incomes in my previous jobs, so this will be really an adjustment for me. I'm gonna be laughing when I say this. Currently, I'm only making $30 a month from YouTube AdSense and nothing else. Basically zero. So my plan is to live frugally, travel in my camper van with my dog in the western sides of US with the 9,000 of you guys. I will give it 1 year. We will find out together if this dream life of mine will become a reality or not. I do realize I am very fortunate to even have this opportunity and this time of 1 year to try to make my dream life become a reality. I did save up money for over 10 years to do this. I really like this post that I recently saw on Instagram that pretty much summarized my values. The title is Real Luxuries. The real luxuries in life, I believe, is a slow morning, nourishing food, cozy cuddles, beautiful sunset, time in nature, nice songs, freedom to choose, moment with loved ones, a good night's sleep, and the opportunity to repeat these. Now that the coffee is in the system, let's go for the hike. We're heading to a trail on the northern side of Walnut Creek, California. It's my first time going there. The direction is telling me to park in a ranch. Interesting. Wow, so beautiful here. Let's park under the shade. It's so nice to get out and go explore a new place. I found the trail. I'm on a beautiful bridge, and there's a creek. Wow! This trail is different. We're actually in a neighborhood. Let's check it out. Hey y'all, I found a spot under the shade. Let me. I took off my glasses, but I didn't really put on makeup, so anyway, maybe you see my eyes shows more connection. I'm in my usual awkwardness whenever I start filming, but after I talk a while, it gets better. Okay, so before we dive into how it was like to work for TikTok, I want to preface with, all in all, I did enjoy my working experience there. Otherwise, I wouldn't have survived for 2 years. I joined in 2022. My role was the senior technical program manager. I joined TikTok because I thought it would be a great experience to try a different culture. In the end, I am Asian, so I wanted to see how it was like to work for an Asian company. I heard that TikTok hire lots of PhD or very smart people, so I really want to see how it's like to be working with these supposedly top talents. What can I learn from them? So that was my motivation to join the company. I won't talk too much about the pay, but if I get 100K sub, I will tell you about my pay at TikTok. We're going to break down into 3 sections on how I want to chat about my experience working for TikTok. For each section, I'm going to start with the negatives, but end with the positives. Like all things in life, there is always an upside and downside. Okay, the 3 sections, we're going to start with career growth, culture, and lastly, we'll end with health or work-life balance. Career growth. Keep this in mind when you listen to this part. Is TikTok considered a startup to you? Let's pull some metrics first. I feel like I'm working. According to Google, TikTok have over 38,000 employees worldwide as of 2023. Let's start with flat organization. When I hear this first time, I would imagine, oh, that's a good thing because it sounds like there is not so much of a hierarchy or seniority and you can get things done more efficiently. You can talk to your boss more easily. But the real implication I've experienced is a manager could have 40 to over 100 direct reports. Let's put it in perspective. Imagine you have 40 kids or 40 dogs for my case. I have 3 dogs. That's almost unmanageable. How can I live with 40? This will cause some situations like your manager will not be able to have one-on-one time with you or give you that individual attention that you need to talk about your career growth or your career path. That's something new and very different to me when I joined TikTok. In my past companies, my manager would always be the one that helped me figure out my career path if I'm not clear on it, or provide me like trainings or conference I could go to develop me, as that's part of their job. But here in TikTok, that's kind of on the back burner because all the managers are too busy. Second item, levels. In a corporate environment, your level kind of define your seniority or how much you get paid or how people should interact with you or work with you. During my interview process, my recruiter told me that level is not important. I'm gonna stop shaking my shoulders because that will happen too many times. Anyways, for people who are working in tech, you probably heard of a website called levels.fyi or something along that line. You can Google it. It basically tells you the matching level from the various tech companies. You can easily find what is a level 6 in Google compared to a level 3-1 in TikTok. But in my experience, I don't even know my level until about 4 months after I joined the company. And I only found out about my level because I have a friend that works in the China section of TikTok, and he told me how to look up my own level. Without knowing my level, I wouldn't know what to do to get to the next level or how to have a career growth conversation with my manager. I will park a lot of what I'm thinking here and not say too much more. But anyways, level is not transparent in this company. Org chart and title are also not transparent in this company. It took me over 6 months to get used to this because as a program manager, I work with various organizations and teams that I don't know who they are, and I have nowhere to look up what they do. In the end, I just have to navigate by myself and build a relationship with everybody I'm working with and kind of like test who I can ask about to know their title. Actually, what I'm caring about is not the title, it's more of the role. I'm probably using the wrong word here. To work effectively, you need to know the other person's role and responsibility. That is a big missing part. Now let's talk about some positives. Remember, we started a section saying if TikTok is still considered a startup. I would say when I joined, there are many areas that are very similar to a startup, such as there are so many opportunities for me to improve things. And I love that. I kind of thrive when you throw me in a chaotic situation, and I love to figure out where are exactly the opportunities to improve, set up a plan, get buy ins from my stakeholders, and just do it, execute, so that people's work life become more efficient and happier. That brings me a lot of a sense of achievement, which is a good thing. Another good thing is my coworkers. I would say that I have built the closest connection with my coworkers working at TikTok compared to any other company I've ever worked for. I think there is a culture and also there is a connection, a deep bonding that you build when you go through a lot of tough times at work and you kind of fix things together. That bond is hard to explain, but I think for anyone who has gone through it, you know what I'm talking about. On the level front, since you don't know each other's level, maybe that helps in building a closer relationship with your coworker. Okay, we've changed to another angle. I noticed that the previous shot, like the background was overexposed with sunlight. Sorry about that. Now I guess it has the same problem, but you have grass and a beautiful gazebo over there. I'm under the shade, so I look kind of dark, do I? Now I'm in more in the sun, but you missed the gazebo. We'll live with that. Okay, next section, culture. That's a long sigh. Um, I joined the company knowing that this is a Chinese company. And I heard from families in China that ByteDance, which is the parent company of TikTok, is kind of known for 996 work culture. 996 stands for working 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week. So when I was interviewing, I kind of asked around to see if it's really the 996 culture as well in the US. But I got this vibe that it's not. TikTok in the US is going to follow more of like a US tech corporate culture, which is as long as you get your work done, your work time is not the most important. Taking things back to my first week joining the company, I kind of picked up and run a project that's cross company. That means I have to work with various time zones, especially our teams in Asia time zone. So in my first week, I was already working on Sunday nights. I have a weekly standing meeting that happens every Sunday night at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. my time. I found it kind of hard to accept at first, but I thought, okay, I'll give it some patience. I just joined. Maybe after I get things more under control, I can do something about it. Later in work, what I've learned is in order to get my projects managed well, I have to work in my evenings. I'm based in California, so I use the Pacific time zone. A lot of people I work with are based in Asia time zone. So that means my evenings, including dinner time, is pretty much all gone. It doesn't mean my daytime workload is any lighter. So I kind of feel like for the longest time I'm working 2 work shifts. That didn't feel very well. Okay, all the negatives out of the way, let's talk about some positives. There are 2 things I wrote down as positives. One is the business trips. I did get to travel 2 times to Singapore, 1 time to China out of the 2 years I was working for TikTok. The company do pay plane ticket. That was really enjoyable. And when I fly to Singapore, because from San Francisco to Singapore, it's a 16 plus hour flight, I usually don't fly directly to Singapore. I tag along some other places such as Korea just because I want to stop there to travel for a couple of days. Second really good thing is the food. The food in the China ByteDance office is, oh my god. I think they bought like a mall and converted to a food court for employees. With the limited time I was in China office, I was able to look out for my choice of food that I don't even know which one to pick from. There is the Shanxi noodles. There is a Beijing 驴肉, which I don't eat donkeys, but that's there. Liang Pier, cold noodle dish, and a lot more that I didn't get to explore. Here in the US, the food court is also pretty good. We have at least over 5 or 6 different choices of food we can pick from. The happiest time of the day for me working there is lunchtime. As long as you have time and you have the stomach, you can eat from all 6 plus choices of food, and the chatting with your coworkers is really enjoyable. The cafeteria here even have kimchi or those side dishes like 榨菜 or spicy radish, and chili sauce in case you don't find the food tasty enough. Last section, health. In my time working at TikTok, I pretty much have to use some sort of app that helps me meditate or imagine I'm somewhere camping. I got attracted to this YouTube channel called Zendoodle Delights, have like ASMR sounds or light piano music that help me feel like I'm either next to the ocean or just chilling my best life in order for me to fall asleep. Besides the mental health part, I also felt like the relationship I have with my family, my husband, and my close friends are getting further and further away. On weekdays, I barely even get to spend any time with my husband. When I go to the office, I usually leave around 9 to 10 p.m. And when I get home, it's already 11 p.m. So he's already asleep because he had to wake up early next day to go to his work. My close friend wants to go on travel with me, but I barely could have time off. In the end, I just don't see myself being able to work like this for long term. I am grateful that I had the opportunity to work for TikTok. I am happy for all the accomplishments that I was able to contribute to the company. I am appreciative to the people I work with and all the support I get from my coworkers. I just think that at my current life stage, it wouldn't make the most sense for me to continue working there. Okay, I'm gonna put on my sunglasses for this part since we're towards the end. I'm completely under the sun. Let's talk about the future for me and the channel. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, while we were still at my house, is I want to make contents for a living. That means I'm going to be traveling, I'm going to be authentic and make the best production possible. In talking to a lot of my coworkers, when they hear about what I'm gonna do after I leave the job, they all said that they are envious about my plan and they love to do it as well. A lot of them wish they could have a camper van. I think we humans naturally love nature, love travel. It's just that our society's mainstream is still to go to college, find a job, get married, have kids, save money, and then hopefully you get to spend those money you saved. The lifestyle I choose is not ordinary. I know that. I'm also very scared. In the upcoming year, there's a few other things I want to try besides traveling. I want to learn car mechanics. Hopefully my car won't have issues, but I want to be able to at least diagnose what's going on if something were to happen. Fingers crossed it doesn't. I want to learn Korean. I want to pick up piano again. I want to learn how to do the glider thing where you jump off a cliff with parachute. I want to do live streams on this channel telling you about my experience learning these, how things have been going, and if this route I chose is actually turning out. If in the end I still cannot make enough money from content creation, there are still a couple other jobs I want to try, such as being a car mechanic, since I already learned that, or be a vet technician. I always love animals. Or even to drive trucks or UPS FedEx delivery. When I used to work from home and I'm in meeting all day long, my office is in the living room, so I get to see the window to my right. And while I'm in all-day meetings, I see USPS delivery or UPS delivery. I envy them. I'm so happy that they get to be outside, driving around, seeing different sceneries, get to see different neighborhoods. Just that simply makes me very happy. I'm gonna give you a quote I learned from American author Zig Ziglar. He says fear has two meanings. One is forget everything and run. Another one is face everything and rise. I'm going to pick the latter. If you like my content, I welcome you to join me for our YOLO life. In the end, we all only live once. I still didn't really walk the trail yet. I'm gonna go walk now. See you guys.